I really hope that no one walks past me right now because this would be really embarrassing. I've also just led us all into a hole. Hey guys, what's up? Trajan here, and welcome back to StoneVania. Last episode, we gathered a bunch of resources with other members, and then me, James, and Markimus all went in the same direction to find our base claims. And that brings us to today. Now for our base, I really want to go for kind of like a medieval port, and I really want to use a lot of resources like stone, andesite, and spruce. Off camera, I went ahead and collected a bunch of materials for us to build our starter house, and enjoy the little time lapse. So our little starter house is officially built, so let me give you a little tour. So right in front of my house, we have a little dock over here. I think it's really cute and I think it really adds to the space. We also have a little boat right at the end of it, so if we need to get across the water, it's no problem. I plan on expanding the village all along the water, so I think it'd be really cute to have a couple docks that link up to each other. And finally, right behind us, we have the little house, which I'm gonna call Cherry's Place. It's quite small, but I do think that it is really cute and I'm really happy with how it turned out. On the inside, we have my little chest area, which is somewhat organized for once. Not that organized, but I tried. And then of course we have all of the basics and the little dog that we got last episode, who needs a name by the way, so if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. I've also done a few more things around our house. Right over there we have a little sugarcane farm, and I also found a bunch of firefly bushes which make this place look super magical at night. We also have a little wheat farm which we are in desperate need of because we have gone through a lot of bread. We also have a little composter that I've been using on the leaf litter and the seeds to get some bone meal. And most importantly, right up there we have a portal, and this portal allows us to travel to other people's bases as well as spawn super easily. So huge thank you to Rob for helping me build this portal because I would not have been able to figure this out on my own. Now sadly, we are having a little bit of a food crisis. All I have left is 19 bread, which isn't very good. So I thought today we could focus on getting some livestock and also expanding our farm and making it look a lot cuter because this isn't cutting it for now. So I think I'm going to use this space in the back of my house to make a little farm. In the future, I want to build a super big farm and have a huge wheat field with a windmill. However, for now, we don't even have a proper house. So we are going to go pretty small with this. So let's start by making ourselves some fence posts, and then let's also make ourselves some gates. And then I think that right up here is where I'm going to try and put the farm temporarily. So let's go ahead and clear out all of these trees. And then let's go ahead and map out these pens. All right, so the smallest pen is going to be for the chickens. We're going to have one for the sheep and one for cows. And now for the hardest part, which is getting them all in here. I thought that that birch tree was a sheep. Oh, but there's one right here. Hello. We found our first victim. All right, that was pretty easy. Now we just have to find a couple more. And we found one. That was surprisingly much easier than I thought. All right, so we got both sheep in the pen. Let's have you two make a little baby. Now we have a way to get some wool. Now we just have to find some cows and some chicken, which I have seen none of. All right, so we found our first chicken, so I'm gonna have you come with me. There's also a bunch of mobs over here, which was not what I was looking for. Please leave me and my chicken alone. All right, the first chicken is in the pen. Now we are off to find another one. Hey, we found one already. This is much easier than I thought it would be, except for that guy. He's kind of complicating things. Oh my god, I might die. Oh no, I might die! Oh god, pretend you didn't see that. That was very embarrassing. All right, now you can make a chicken baby. Now all we need is some cows. We've had a lot of luck over this way, so maybe there's some cows over here. Where are these cows? I fear that we might have to go up the mountain. Right above the mountain there is this huge plains biome, so there's gotta be some cows over there. Alright, there better be some cows over here. Alright, I see sheep, I see horses, but I don't see a single cow. There is a lot of sheep over here though. May I interest you in some wheat? Alright, there is seriously like 50 sheep over here. However, there still isn't a single cow in sight. Alright, we finally spotted some cows. I'm not sure how we're gonna get all of these home. Hello, cows. Yes, come with me. Alright, so now we just have to get all of these home and down the mountain somehow. This is going to be quite difficult. I may have gone a bit overboard, and you guys can't tell because I'm editing this down, but this is taking forever and we haven't even made it that far. I probably should have thought this through more. I really hope that no one walks past me right now because this would be really embarrassing. I've also just led us all into a hole. Alright, so we have made it to the edge of the mountain. Now we just have to get down. Well, we have to get all of these guys down. However, it looks like they might just push me themselves. There's probably a smarter way to go about this, but it's too late. It's already happening. And we lost a cow. Come back. Get your butt over here.
One eternity later.
All right, we finally made it. We only have 4 cows and 4 sheep, but that is more than enough for me. I don't know how I'm gonna separate you guys. I'm also a little uncomfortable. That may have looked like it only took a short amount of time, but in reality, it took this amount of time. These cows were a pain in the butt. But now we have a bunch of livestock, so we have a bunch of wool, we have some steak, and we have some chicken as well as eggs. It was really annoying to do, but I'm glad that we did it. I also think it would be fun to try and do some fishing to get some more food because we are seriously super low on food. Maybe we could even fish up something really good. I think I'm gonna do a lot of this off camera, so I'm gonna fish for a little bit and I will get back to you with what I find. So I did a bunch of fishing and we got a bunch of raw cod, we got one of the shells, we also got a name tag, which means that we can actually name our dog next episode. We are definitely going to have to focus on agriculture a lot this season because we are going through so much food. So I think after we build our big house, we can start focusing on building farms and other things along here. If you guys have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below. I read every single comment and I always go through and see what you guys have to say. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to do today was kind of build up this area around my portal because this is the first thing that you see when you spawn in and currently there's not really much here. So I think it'd be really cute to build a little pathway to my starter house. Let's go ahead and chop down this tree because it is very much in the way. Then we also have to go through and clear out all of this leaf litter, which is super annoying, but at least it's really nice to compost so we can get some bone meal. So let's start by making a little dirt path. I definitely will make this fancier in the future. However, for now, I think that this is still pretty cute. And now we have a cute little pathway that leads from our house all the way to our portal. However, it is looking a bit too bare. So I think I'm going to build some lamp posts like this one on our dock. So let's build one right by the portal. So we have the first lamp post. Let's build the second one over here. And finally, let's build one right here. And that looks super cute. Now it is still missing one thing, which is some leaves and some more greenery. So let's start lining the pathway with some oak leaves. And I think that this looks so much cuter. The only thing that we're missing is a couple more trees lining it. So let's go inside and grab all of our saplings. And then we can go ahead and grow some of these trees with all of the bone meal that we've gotten. And there we go. That looks super cute. We also have this really big tree up here. So it might be cute to put like a little floating lantern up here. Like that. I think that's super cute. And finally, maybe we can add a little sign that says welcome to Cherry's Place because I think that that is super cute. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of StoneVania. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out everyone else on the server in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!